After pre-departure briefings and provisioning the boat, we headed out to sea. It was late in the afternoon, so we didn't get much action on the first day, but boy, the views were amazing. And there's nothing like the feeling of getting underway for your next big adventure at sea. This time we were living on a 43-foot power catamaran out of the Moorings base. If you aren't too distracted by the waves and beautiful scenery, you may notice our dinghy, which is how we get to land when we're at anchor. Our boat was Lorena out of Split, Croatia. It has a good-sized salon, and no, those weren't disco lights. My camera just kind of went crazy trying to film them. Upstairs is the fly bridge. This is where we hang out mostly when underway. You can see everything from up here. And there's a lot of room to spread out, enjoy the sun, and relax. And did I mention the views? This is the Dalmatian Islands.
Or something. First dinghy ride, woo!
Okay, so our first night we anchored on the island of Solta. We hopped in the dinghy and motored over to a restaurant in the bay called Canomo Moretta. It treated us to some awesome views, and you can see Gary and Terry down there securing the dinghy. This is the view from the table where we had dinner. One tip, get reservations or you might just miss out on dessert. We had great company, good food, and a very gorgeous sunset. All in all, it's been a great night one.
I just finished dinner. It's a good dinner. Condra, margarita, and here comes Captain Gary. Getting ready to snorkel a sunken ship. We scoured this whole cove trying to find it. And we finally found it just outside. Let's go see what it's going to look like.
Before heading out to the next island, we took the opportunity to snorkel around the sunken boat in Nekujam Bay where we anchored overnight. It's an old sailing boat that sank a decade ago, and it's a pretty easy snorkeling spot as it lays only 2 meters under the water. It also had some pretty blue fishies hanging around. So we get a lot of questions about where we park the boat overnight. One of those options in Croatia is to grab a mooring ball. And those are those little orange balls you see over there bobbing in the sea. Once you grab it with the boat hook, you can connect your mooring bridle lines through the eye and secure those lines to your bow. Voila! You have secure anchorage for the night. After securing the boat, we set out to explore the city of Komiža on Vis Island.
Like sardines. Shark boat. Baby shark boat, doo-doo-doo. Baby shark boat, doo-doo-doo-doo.
We wanted to find the famous Stenova Beach, so we rented a car and a moped and headed south. Along the way, we stopped at a few lookout spots, which gave us some great views of the bay. Our destination, Stenova Beach, is known for its unique natural beauty dominated by high cliffs that are only 4 meters apart, and they form a small sea entrance to a pebble beach with a clear turquoise sea, and that's it right there. There are only 2 ways to get down there, by boat or a very, very steep, narrow goat path. Yes, you heard me right, a goat path. And the path really isn't a path. It's mostly a demanding climb down rocks for 20 to 30 minutes, no handrails, and not for the faint of heart. But once you get down, you're rewarded with a beautiful pebble beach surrounded by gorgeous cliffs. We took some time to bathe in its beauty, and we also swam out to the sea entrance and played around for a little bit. Sunbathing, swimming, snorkeling, and stand-up paddleboarding are all popular here. Back in Komiža, we explored the city and took in the views. With narrow streets and lots of outdoor cafes, it had a delightful charm that was hard to resist. Komiza is known as one of the farthest inhabited places off the Croatian mainland. As an old fishing port, it dates at least from the 12th century when monks arrived and erected a Romanesque church and monastery on top of the hill. It was Sunday evening, and we walked to the far end of the city, all the way to St. Maria's Church, which was built in the 16th century. They were having church that evening, and the pastor had a fabulous view of the sunset while he was preaching. The gentle waves hitting the pebble beach in front of the church gave us a neat treat. The rocks make this really cool crackling sound as the waves pull back. Wait for it. So cool. The view of the beach as the sunset wasn't too bad either.
Day 3. Sitting here waiting for our
On
trip.
the dock of the bay,
Going to some blue caves.
Wasting time.
Today we're going to see the Blue Cave on the island of Bisevo. We bought tickets and jumped in these little rigid hull inflatable boats that can get you there really fast. On our way out, we enjoyed the views of the bay, and you can also get a little glimpse of our boat over there on the far left. Outside the bay, we picked up the pace and had a fun, bumpy ride over to Bisevo. Once you arrive, you have to transfer over to a smaller boat. One of the great things about buying your ticket in Komiza is that you get to skip the long lines once you get there.
All right, folks, what are we doing?
Waiting in line.
Being awesome.
Waiting. We're on vacation.
Waiting, okay.
Go in the big blue hole. And then go in
Here's the 6 right here. Got it. The short line.
First line.
First line.
Okay.
We're going to this line over here. This is Terry's comfortable face.
So we crammed in the smaller boats for a quick ride over to the cave.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Gary, and Nikki's glasses. You don't get to see me all the time because I'm behind the camera. Thanks, Nikki.
You're welcome.
Wow, that is great.
Oh my goodness.
That is our entrance.
That is a tight hole. Right now, low time?
It's fine.
This is high time.
He's like, it's gonna be tight.
Well, one is like in Venice, but I don't see it. So if anybody was wondering why it's called a blue cave, if you want, you can try. So put your hand in the sea and look on it, your fingers will shine.
Oh, wow.
If you're wondering how the cave gets its blue glow, that's created when the sun's rays enter the water and reflect off the floor of the cave. Sun lights up the water, glowing ocean illuminates the cave walls, and there you get it, 50 shades of blue every day.
Widest, 15 high and 16 deep. So it's 72 feet long, 36 feet wide, 45 feet high and 52 feet deep. Please watch out, keep your hands inside of the boat, gets down.
After our Blue Cave adventure, we set out along the coast of Vis to find our next destination, the Green Cave. It's a lesser known cave, but you can actually get in the water and snorkel around this one, so we wanted to check it out.
How is it
Gary?
It looks pretty blue from Angela's camera.
A little chilly.
The green cave has a dot of green light that's formed by a small round hole in the roof through which the sun shines. The beam of light enters the sea and shines back, reflecting from the cave bottom.
It's like an underwater lightsaber.
The legend of the cave states that if you dive through the beam of light, you will live 100 years.
I'm videoing all this.
That's gonna be stimulating.
But I'm not actually holding the camera at anything. Seriously, like 1,000 fish. Maybe 5,000.
After the Green Cave, our next stop was Wiesteown. Now, Wiesteown is the oldest established town in Dalmatia, initially settled by Greeks in 397 BC. The island of Wies has been ruled by many empires: British, Venetian, Ottoman, Italian, and Yugoslav, because of its strategic position geographically. And even up until 1989, no one could access the island. It was off limits because it served as a Yugoslav military base. That tower was built in 1617 and used as a defense against the Ottoman Empire.
Look, here we are. Have this Wies. What is Laura up to? What is Laura up to? What is Laura up to? Oh, she is the dot on the I.
The Franciscan church and monastery of St. Jerome was built in the early 16th century on the foundations of a Roman theater. Remnants of ancient walls are visible in the cellar and foundation of the monastery. The church facade was made of marble taken from the ruins of the ancient colony of Isa. A seaside promenade takes you to the highlights of Wiesteown, which include Greek and Roman ruins, Renaissance churches, and palaces. And while we were out exploring the city, we had no idea that one of the guys was planning a little surprise back on the boat. All three of us girls were celebrating big decade birthdays, so when we arrived back at the boat, we found it decorated up for a celebration. Surprise!
Happy birthday!
It's my birthday.
Surprised! Ah!
Everybody say happy
birthday! Here, live.
Hey, we're coming at you. It's Terry and Nikki, and we're super excited to be here tonight. And guess what we're going to be doing?
Eating dinner.
Ooh, we love to eat.
Good food. Good food.
Lots of it.
No McDonald's and no Whataburger.
All right. This is the restaurant we'll be eating at.
Are you going in? Oh, I'm totally going in.
What are you doing tonight?
We are having some delicious dinner here at some Fort St. George Metropolis place.
Oh, cool. Sounds cool.
I'm ready for some chicken tenders!
All right, Laura, how's your day?
Amazing. It was pretty awesome. It was a good day. And now we're having dinner at Fort George, and we're up on the top of the hill, and we get to look down over the bay and eat super good food. So it's gonna be awesome.
Here's a sneak peek of, oh my gosh. Where's my, there it is.
Long enough.
There's a sneak peek of the view.
There it is, right there.
Yes.
Right there.
I'm so good at backwards camera. There it is. There's that view. And there's the fort. That's a plaque. You can read it, but that's kind of boring. Oh, here's the menu. Ooh.
made it inside the fort. This apparently is not quite the restaurant yet. This is the anticipation building up to the restaurant.
That's pretty sweet.
Fort George sits high on a hill and overlooks Stonica Bay. Built in 1812 at the time of British occupation, this fortress was named after British King George III, and it was also used by the Austrian Army and then the former Yugoslav Army. Today, it's a restaurant and cafe bar that regularly hosts parties. It has beautiful ocean views, and it's the perfect place for a cocktail or dinner at sunset. The ambiance is top-notch, and the food is Mediterranean-inspired with a contemporary twist.
Alright, the dinner is done. This is what this looks like inside.
After dinner, we walked around town and went back to the boat for the evening. The next day, we were heading to Hvar.
Welcome to Hvar.
So it is I don't know what day it is. That's what happens to boat life.
Yep.
But we're in Hvar, and it's super awesome. Tons of boats, yacht week, and vast.
The fort.
Woo-hoo!
Speaking of yacht week, there goes a big boy off in the background.
Hvar is one of the sunniest islands in Croatia and one of the sunniest places in Europe. The island has been labeled a glamorous destination. It appeals to posh partygoers and celebrities, and it has for centuries. However, Hvar town isn't exclusive. Backpackers mingle alongside the famous. The town is brimming with ancient landmarks, including 13th century fortifications and Byzantine cathedrals. It's set between the harbor and the hillsides, and it offers a wealth of restaurants, beaches, shopping, and a lively nightlife scene.
That's the Amigo boat. High-speed water taxi.
You can use these taxi boats to quickly get to the most popular Pakleni Islands and nearby beaches.
The sights in Croatia are amazing. They're very beautiful. Oh, and there's Tracey.
At least you're actually videoing me for this 15 minutes.
Everything is pretty in Croatia until, Gary.
After exploring the town square with the Cathedral of St. Stephen, we found a lot of bakeries and eateries nearby, so we decided to stop and get some lunch.
We just gotta find a nice little place to relax. Have some good food.
Belgian waffles.
With hazelnut cream and seasonal fruit.
That's what.
Done with lunch. And now we are headed to the fort. What is Gary doing? Is he going to kiss the statue? Oh, he's giving him some drink.
Some of the best views in Hvar can be found up at the top of the fortress. So we began the trek up many stairs to get to the outside of the old city walls and up to the fortress.
Go higher. Nikki was hoping for more stairs, but all she got was this ramp.
As we got close to the top of the fort, we got a little treat. This whole row of really cute, colorful VW bugs were lined up at the top. This is a sneak preview. You'll see more of these later. Venetians began construction of the present fortress in 1278. It was strengthened in 1551, which may have saved the lives of Hvar's population. who sheltered here in 1571 when the Turks sacked their town. And while we didn't get any video inside the fort, we did capture a little bit of the great views, so enjoy.
Oh, I just got stung. There you go.
Okay? Are you all right? Did the bee really get you? Are you? Does it hurt? Are you okay?
I'm just taking a photo.
Oh, you're not even on video.
I was really on video.
After visiting the fort, we went back down into the city and explored the quaint city streets, which are lined with great restaurants, boutique shops, and gelato places, which of course we had to sample because gelato is awesome.
Over there's where we had breakfast. We've already been to the fort up there. Look, and the yacht's here. It must have pulled out for the day. Boat's over there somewhere. Oh look, there's my beautiful bride.
Trying to get in. Yeah. And there is our boat, right over there.
You can see our boat up there on the right. One of the cool things about how we anchored in Hvar is we grabbed a mooring ball and then we put a stern line out and tied that to the shore. What everyone does is they just hop in the dinghy, pull it along the stern line to get to the shore, and then tie the dinghy up there. When you come back, you just pull the dinghy along that line to get back in the boat. Easy peasy. At night, we had a lovely view of the fort all lit up and the lights in the harbor. There's a constant stream of boats coming in and out all evening, so we just sat out on the boat, enjoyed the weather and the wonderful view. The next morning, we navigated around to Starigrad on the northern side of Hvar Island. Starigrad means Old Town, and as the name suggests, this is one of Croatia's oldest towns, dating back to 385 BC when it was first settled by the Greeks.
All right, we are on the next day. We have arrived. We are on the same island, but the other side. We just docked the dinghy, and now we're headed to get the rental car VW dune buggies. We found our ride for the day. Our chariot is ready. We are in our dune buggies.
Okay, I warned you you might be seeing those VW Beetles again. We've rented a couple and headed out to enjoy the sights. But first, we had to snap a few fun pics. Next up was olive oil tasting. Now, Hvar is well known for its lavender fields, but those were out of season, so we decided to try out something else the island is known for, award-winning premium olive oil. Here's a little glimpse into how it's made.
Olive oil press. Comes in here. Runs up. Does some stone washing in water.
So you can't mix it, everyone has separated it. Now I'm going to show you the trees.
Mixing.
We also press for other people from the island. So if you bring me, I don't know, 200, this will be your mixer. The second one is from, we can't mix olives. Right. Everyone, because it's very important, how do you care for olives during the year? And left flows here over 1 hour from the beginning till here. Wow. Yeah. Yes, it's fast. We have only 450 trees. That's not a lot. It's impossible to have more because we don't have big fields. But what you see here, this tree and that tree over there grows only in Dalmatia and not anywhere else in the world. This is authentic sorts. They are here for thousands of years. This one is oblica, and we plant only this. We don't plant sorts from Italy, you know, Greece.
Yeah.
So this you can find only here. You see oblica quite big as a fruit. It grows only in Dalmatia. We don't have water here, you know that. I mean, when I say we don't have water, we don't have pipes.
An irrigation system?
We have, how do you say?
Irrigation.
Irrigation system. So we buy water. We can't water our olives.
Wow.
If you have rain, excellent. If you don't have rain, it's going to be a bad year. But she's resistant to the lack of water, to the strong winds. She can survive. She will always survive, but maybe it will be less fruit. So this is oblica. She's the most spread in Dalmatia. For storage and transport olive oil. This is maybe 100 years old, but in a tasting room you will see one found in the sea. Very, very old. Because Greeks also put olive oil and wine in amphoras.
Our next stop was to get a taste of that award-winning olive oil. This farm inherited trees from their family that are over 100 years old, and they produce extra virgin olive oil. Now, our tasting experience started with an education on how to smell the oils properly. Then it moved on to a tasting of the oils in various spiciness on bread, cheeses, anchovies, and the piece de resistance. Ice cream with orange flavored olive oil, which was to die for.
That's amazing.
Ice cream.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
What you eating?
Ice cream with orange olive oil.
So what other things would you put the orange olive oil on? Like just sweet things?
No. I also put it in a pumpkin soup when I finish the cooking.
Oh, okay.
Because pumpkin and orange are good combinations. So whenever you think orange is good, you put it in a fruit salad. You can even mix it. You can mix it plain olive oil or orange and lemon olive oil with honey.
After the tasting, we stocked up on the boldest flavors and also the lemon and the orange flavored oils. They're just amazing. When we run out, we'll have to go all the way back to Hvar to get some more. After the tasting, we were ready for a relaxing beach, but something unexpected happened on the way back.
Stranded in Croatia. That's how we roll. But hey, nope, never fear.
Your trusty floaty.
We got our trusty floaty. So we're good. We're ready. We're prepared.
And we've got survival supplies.
Survival supplies. Some snacks.
We're not sure what's wrong with it. We have no idea what the problem could be. There's no engine. That's the problem. On the side of the road waiting for our rescue. And by rescue, there's going to send us a second car. So it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens. Should be coming any minute now. Let's stand by and watch. Let's see. Let's get artsy with the framing of the shot. We can come through the inner tube. Up and around, but now the thing's blocking. I'll just pull it over here. Oh, it's trapped on my wrist now. Oh, there we go. I'm a good cameraman. This is a lookout spot we chose intentionally.
So we had a lot of extra time on our hands waiting for the rescue car to arrive. So we enjoyed the lovely scenery, snacked, invented, and played a game on the driveway using rocks. We also played in the road, shh, don't tell our parents, from picks to headstands to yoga poses, we found ways to entertain ourselves until the new car arrived.
Oh, you get that one? That was cool.
Our new car was named Luigi, and it was made in a good year, 1971. We loaded up and set back out on our trek to find a nice beach. We put down the video cameras, Angela hopped in her floaty to check out the water, and we overall enjoyed a lovely afternoon on Mina Beach in Haska. After the beach, we went back to town, walked around, shopped, ate, and got ready for tomorrow's adventure. Our next destination was Bol on the island of Brac. It's the most awarded destination in Croatia and most known for Zlatni Rat Beach, or the Golden Horn, which is constantly rated as one of the most beautiful beaches in the world.
We are on the island of Bol. That's where we've been today, doing some super fun beach day.
Once on land, we walked around the harbor and Old Town with its quaint cafes and shops before heading out to the beach. We also took some time to have a little photo fun with the statues.
What is Nikki?
Our next stop was Zlatni Rat Beach. The most fun way to get there is by walking a 2-kilometer coastal promenade lined with gorgeous pine trees, sculptures, and gardens and houses that connect the beach with the Old Town. It's about a 20-minute walk, but you can also take a water taxi or a tourist train to get there. As we got closer, we stopped at a lookout to get a better glimpse of the sea that goes from turquoise blue to dark blue in just about 10 to 20 meters. It's gorgeous, and I was constantly amazed at how crystal clear the water was. You could see every detail. The mornings here are usually windless, but it kicks up in the afternoon, which makes it a great spot for windsurfing, kite surfing, and parasailing. Lining the promenade were shops and cafes as well as gelato stands, which is perfect for a warm summer day.
Thanks to have Stracciatella. Woohoo! You've been rewarded.
What makes this beach unique is that it stretches into the sea with water on both sides. It also changes its shape and position depending on the wind, tide, and current. Sometimes the tip rotates so much that it forms a small pool, and one side of the beach always has calm water. The other side can get pretty windy in the afternoon, and it's great for kite surfing. You can relax at the beach, get a tan, or you can be active as much as you like. In addition to windsurfing, kite surfing, and parasailing, you can also do banana and tube rides, paddleboarding, pedal boarding with a slide, or a water adventure course. There's literally something for everyone.
We found a submarine tunnel.
The island of Brac is known for its beaches and stone, which is rumored to be in the White House. But what you may not know is that it also has 3 submarine tunnels. On our last day, we visited Smirka Bay to get a glimpse. The tunnels were designed to hide Special Forces submarines and smaller Navy ships. The tunnels also maintained a mechanism to hide the entrance in the event of an attack. Today, they provide havens for fishermen to shelter their boats. After checking out the submarine tunnels, we set out to explore a small fishing village on the island of Solta.
All right, now to play the next fun game.
Where to dinghy? Where to stick the dinghy?
Where to stick the dinghy?
Always the question. Where to stick the dinghy?
Just the cool little streets. The tiny village in Croatia. We're off the beaten path, folks. It's not always glamorous. Sometimes you see trash cans.
This village is named Maslinica, and it centers around a castle built in 1708. You can see it up there in the picture on the right. It was built to defend against pirate attacks and is now a hotel with a helideck. After walking around the city and enjoying its treats, we found a beach and put our feet in the sea for the last time on this trip. Our final stop was the marina in Agana, back on the mainland, so we tried to soak up as much of Dalmatia as we could before departing.
Made it here to the Moorings base.
Upon returning to the Moorings base, we docked with Lazy Lines and settled in for one final night on the boat. The Moorings is the charter company that we use for our bareboat charters, and if you're looking for a similar adventure, I highly recommend them. Great destinations, good boats, excellent support all along the way. You can't go wrong chartering with the Moorings. And finally, to our boat Lorena, thanks for all of the amazing and wonderful memories. So I hope you enjoyed sharing a few snippets of our adventure with us, and if you'd like to see more of our adventures, click that subscribe button to follow along. Until next time.